Woman is waiting for the client on the side of the road. A sports car pulls up to the side. She takes off her blouse and walks straight towards the car.
Hey, sugar, you looking for a date?
No, I want to find Beverly Hills. Can you give me directions?
When she learnt that the man was lost, she asked him for remuneration.
You can't charge me for directions.
I can do anything I want to, baby. I ain't lost.
Seeing the woman dressed like this, Jack probably guessed her occupation, but he was in a hurry, so he accepted the situation.
All right, okay. All right, you win, I lose. You change for 20?
For 20, I'll show you personal.
On the way, she watched his rusty driving skills. Annie thought that this luxury car must be rented by the man. What she didn't know was that Jack was a billionaire. This expensive sports car, he borrowed it from his assistant to keep a low profile. But to Annie, he was no different from any of his regular clients. She had no problem asking him for the right to drive, and she acted like she drove a lot of cars. Jack watched with amusement. He found this woman very interesting, unlike those who fawned over him in the past. Soon they arrived at Jack's designated hotel. Annie said she would take a taxi back.
Well, thanks for the ride.
See ya.
Bye.
After saying goodbye, he didn't leave. He stared at Annie on the curb waiting for the bus. After a moment's hesitation, he approached her.
No taxis?
No, I like the bus.
Jack invited her to enter the hotel with him. In Annie's mind, that was the man's original purpose. It was no different than any of her other clients. Seeing him dressed like this, the hotel staff were looking at her strangely.
You're gonna be fine. Come with me.
They came into the room. Annie undressed quickly and wanted to get it over with. She wanted to get her money and leave as soon as possible, but Jack paid her and asked her to stay and talk to him. It was the first time Annie had ever met such a strange client. After a brief moment of surprise, Annie started chatting with him. She couldn't stop talking. She even described the billionaire in front of her as a lawyer with no business. Jack just smiled. He didn't explain. His heart longed to be around someone who would talk to him as an equal.
How much for the entire night?
I couldn't afford it.
Try me.
After a brief pause, Annie said the price was higher than usual.
$300.
Done.
She began to worry. This man didn't ask for anything. She just chatted with him. Could he have other intentions for her? But Annie soon dismissed the idea, because Jack had been busy working all night. At first, she watched TV to pass the time. Then she got so sleepy she went to bed and fell asleep. When she woke up the next day, Jack had prepared a hearty breakfast. Annie took off her exaggerated makeup and wig, to reveal a face that was beautifully hidden underneath.
You didn't wake me. I can see you're really busy. I'm gonna be out of here in just a minute.
No, there's no hurry. Are you hungry? You must be. Why don't you sit and have something to eat?
After a short time together, Annie realized that this man was not as simple as she thought, so she asked Jack what he did for a living.
About companies that are in financial difficulty. Well, the company I'm buying this week, I'm getting the bargain price of about $1 billion.
$1 billion?
Yes.
After learning that he was such a rich man, Annie was a little more reserved, but her vivaciousness and talkativeness didn't go away. Annie was going to wash up and leave. Jack, empty inside, couldn't bear to leave, so he offered her a deal.
I have a business proposition for you.
What do you want?
I'm going to be in town until Sunday. I'd like you to spend the week with me. I will pay you to be at my beck and call.
As if he was afraid she wouldn't agree, Jack offered her $3,000 a week.
Holy shit!